Caution, caution, your hot laps are over, guys. Going to take a pit side. The running order should be ready now, either at the scales or on the My Race Pass app.
Also out there, car number 5, that is Colby Weaver, driver out of Everett, a regular with the Laurel Highlands Sprint Series. And on the backstretch, car number 90, Ken Duke Jr., driver out of Selinsgrove, a 3-time Pennsylvania Sprint Series champion. Also last year's Laurel Highlands Sprint Series champion. Again, car number 90 of Ken Duke Jr. Ken Duke out on the speedway right now has 3 wins here at Hagerstown. Logan Spar also out there. He has 2. Timmy Bittner has 1 Hagerstown victory to his name as they get some green flag laps under their belts here at the Maryland Half Mile. That is Brian Woodson out of Mannheim. And this time the 11 off of turn number 2. That is Mikkel McGee. The 89 of Chris Dolan coming off of turn number 4. Chris Dolan was Rookie of the Year with the Pennsylvania Sprint Series. He hails out of York. This is the 3rd hot lap session for the IMCA RaceSaver Sprints.
Also out with us, the 5.56 of Eric Cronice, also part of this. Group number 1, Trip 0, Dale Murphy out of Stevensville, Maryland. His first appearance in 2026 as well. Lebanex and Jackson Garman also back out on the Speedway. Jackson having a good season in Pennsylvania in limited late model action.
Drivers, that'll complete your hot laps. If I can get 58 and 22 to roll by the scales to check your transponder. 58, 22 through the scales to check your transponder.
'94 Brandon Bard also out there, and that also includes car number 01 on the Speedway right now. Of the 34 drivers on hand in late model Sportsman action tonight. '01 being powered by Jacob Piper out of Mercersburg, PA. So once again, 4 heat races for these drivers coming up tonight. Top 5 will transfer, and then the B main coming up later on tonight. Another 5 will be taken to make it a 25-car starting field here in tonight's 20-lap Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsman main event. Still some more late model Sportsmans to go after this, and then the Crown Vics. They'll make their way onto the Speedway for their first time in 2026. Chad Ernst also out there in that E85 machine as they wrap up group number 2 of late model Sportsman warm-ups here tonight.
All right, drivers, that completes your hot laps. Going to take a pit side, prepare for a heat race.
Car number 98, Quentin Beeman out of Stoystown, PA. The 9G of Graham Bresler from Hagerstown. The 717 of Travis Krause at Windber, PA. And the number 3 of Josh Ringer out of Short Gap, West Virginia. All the drivers in our Creekside Auto Sales Crown Vic division tonight.
Okay, drivers, that concludes your hot laps. Go ahead and take a pit side and prepare for your heat races.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if we could ask everybody to please rise as you were able for our opening ceremonies tonight, our invocation to be followed by our national anthem. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so very much. You are smiling on us right now as we look over at you outside of turn number 3 and 4 with that beautiful sunshine you've given us. A little bit of a challenge for us this afternoon to get ready with the rain, but you have given us many gifts in our life, and one of those is the gift of patience and being able to wait things out. It is your will that it rained. It is also your will that you give us the opportunity to be here tonight amongst each other as friends and racing family. Tonight we also remember our great friend, Paige Elizabeth Grove. A year ago, Paige passed away and we did a tribute to her. Earlier this evening, you gave us the opportunity to provide many angels tonight that provided a great bench and much more for Paige to remember her 1 year later here at Hagerstown Speedway. We wish we could still see all of those photographs and the life that she shot through the lens of a camera. But you know what? The camera's still clicking, and that's Paige, along with God, smiling at us outside of turn number 3 and 4. She's with us and always will be each and every night here at the Hagerstown Speedway. And whether she's not sitting there in the grandstands or not, we're so very grateful that you gave us yet another angel to join with us here in racing each and every Saturday night. We ask tonight that you keep our drivers and our crew members safe, as well as all of our track officials. Help them to make wise decisions and keep them out of harm's way, and help us to provide a great racing atmosphere for all of our friends and family tonight. And again, as we leave this facility, Lord, we ask you please be with us on our journey home and afford us the opportunity to once again be back with each other one day very soon to enjoy each other as friends and racing family. In your precious name we pray. Amen. Set for our first qualifier of the night. 8 laps again the distance here in qualifier number 1. All drivers will make it as we head back into the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone for our first heat event of the night. El Green is out as the field heads off into 1 and 2. Going to be Jason Giesemann in that Mike Wall's entry, trying to fend off the efforts of Upperman. Right up underneath that rear deck lid is the 27 of Upperman. He'll peek to the inside as they work it down into 3 and 4 and back for lap number 1. Give it to Giesemann. Upperman in second. Brady Neff quickly around High and Deese. He'll put the 03 up into third. Deese will take the number 4 spot. Dylan High in the number 1 machine, rounding out the top 5 early. Deese with a good run on the bottom side. Off at 2, trying to draw within a half a car length of Brady Neff as Giesemann and Upperman bring us back for that second circuit. Giesemann working the midline in turn number 1 and 2. Upperman a little bit down bottom, but can't quite make the move. Stays within a car length of striking distance. Neff comfortably in third. Deese in fourth. High in the number 5 spot as they come off at turn number 4. Still Giesemann by a couple of car lengths here as we close in on halfway. Top 5 evenly strung out down the back straightaway. A few car lengths separation between them. After that top 5, the 71 of Wayne Johnson, then the 2D of Josh Johnson. as they'll take the cross flags for halfway from our head starter Calvin Davis this time. Giesemann came down for practicing, was here for the first race of the year, but really looking strong early when you're trying to fend off a defending champ. Upperman never got a victory a year ago, but very consistent, and right now he's got to fend off the efforts of Brady Neff, and that opens a door for almost a half straightaway advantage for Jason Giesemann here in the latter part of our first 8-lap qualifier. Neff remaining down low. He'll use that low side momentum off of turn number 2. He'll maintain the number 2 position. Opperman now into third as the leaders come back. 2 laps to go this time by. White flag about to be displayed for Jason Giesemann as he works it off at turn number 3 and 4 and back to the stripe. Good start for that driver out of Annville, Pennsylvania. Giesemann, a one-time winner in simulate action at Hagerstown Speedway just 1 season ago. Battling hard the likes of Steve Kent, one of his good buddies, and many others in that field. But off at turn number 3 and 4, it's a new year and a new car, a different ride, as Giesemann takes the first Booz Brothers Performance Crate Late Model Heat Race. Brady Neff, Kyler Upperman, Roy Dees Jr., and the number 1 of Dylan High. They will be the top 5.
Side by side, hold your pace there, 0. 33, get side by side, we're going green.
A little bit later on. IMCA RaceSaver Sprint, secret number 1, gentlemen, please be getting ready.
In the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone, and it's dead even to the stripe and gave the edge to Jacob Witt, outpowering McMillan down into turn number 1 and 2. He'll run the middle line and try to see if he can hold it. McMillan to the bottom side within a half a car length with Burdett and Walls the top 4 as they head back into 3 and 4. Lap number 1, high side momentum, give it to Witt for that first circuit. McMillan will be in second, Burdett third, Walls, and then the 126 of Dustin Wiles, the early top 5. McMillan still with good runs off the bottom of that corner, off that second turn, but right now a car length separation for the one-time winner a year ago, that being the 33 of Jacob Witt. That car found its way to victory lane a week ago in crate late model action with Kyle Hardy taking the victory at Winchester Speedway. Right now, Jacob Witt pushing up just a little bit, and that gives the advantage to Avery McMillan to close the gap up. And Burdett, the 08B, he is joined to make it a 3-car battle down in turn 3 and 4, as it'll be Witt the leader, but Burdett turning up the wick. 1W Mike Walls holding on to fourth, 126 of Wiles still in the number 5 position. No breathing room for Witt right now. He tries to hug the bottom, pushes up into the middle groove off turn 4. Going to be halfway this time by. Top 4, only a car length separation between them. Going to be McMillan, the 00. He's holding on to second. The 08B of Jacob Burdett. Then the 1W Mike Walls trying to do what his teammate Jason Giesemann did moments ago and see if he can secure the victory. He'll pull to the inside of Burdett. Tight quarters racing down in 3 and 4. And Walls' car pushes up the bank and a little bit off that corner. He still gets the edge over Burdett. A little bit of sheet metal damage on that right rear, but he holds on to the number 3 position. And trouble on the front straightaway. Something apparently may have broken on the 126 of Dustin Wiles. He was coming down the front straightaway slowly, but just turned it right into that front stretch wall. And our first Jesse James Auto Mart caution of the night on the track right now.
Great late model event. IMCA RaceSaver Sprint have 4 heat races coming up here in just a few moments.
Good job, drivers. Consistent pace here. Going green out of 4.
All right, Green is back out. 2 laps to go this time by. Jacob Witt back up to the gearbox, and he's got the lead. But Mike Walls quickly has got himself up into second spot, trying to make it a Walls sweep with his cars tonight. Jason Giesemann took round number 1. Walls up into second. Burdett now third. McMillan, the 00, dropping back into fourth. Caravello in the 41 top 5 as the white flag comes out this time by. Final lap, and the top 2 edging away. McMillan got around Burdett. They've had a pretty good battle back and forth, and Wall's not ready to give up. He's pulled within a car length and a half. He'll hug the guardrail down bottom, but just can't hold it down there, and Jacob Witt will come away with the second qualifier tonight. Mike Walls will come home second, Avery McMillan third. Jacob Burdett and Sam Caravello, they will be the drivers rounding out the top 5 in our second Booz Brothers Performance Qualifier, being presented by Chaz's Used Auto Parts.
Lineup looks good. Lights are out. We're going to go green this time. 8 laps of distance. 5 cars will qualify. Top 3 to the top 12 redraw. And we're green off of turn number 4 in heat race number 1. The 85 of Tyler Schell looks fast off of turn 4. As he leads them into turn number 1, we have 4-way battle there for a third. Meanwhile, the 2 of Aaron Statler closing in quickly on your leader, Tyler Schell, down the backstretch. She looks to his inside. We have a battle for the lead off of turn 4. Tyler Schell leads over the 2 of Aaron Statler. In third, the 97 of Kenny Hefner. Here comes the 5 of Logan Spar. '97 of Kenny Hefner. Spot the 21 of Jarrett Cavlat, putting pressure on the 5 of Logan Spar. That's for the 4th position. Tyler Schell, 1.028 seconds ahead of the 2 of Aaron Statler. 3-way battle at the tail end of your field. Meanwhile, the top 5 look like they're comfortably where they're going to be. However, we're only halfway through. 4 laps down, 4 laps to go. Kenny Hefner getting a good run off at turn number 2, closes a bit on the 2 of Aaron Statler. Statler getting sideways, but the green stays out. She keeps it moving. That was a close one. Aaron Statler almost spinning out, able to keep it going, and she's still in a top 5 spot, but she was running in the 2nd spot, which was a redraw. Still in the top 5, however. Your leader will see 2 laps to go this time by. 2 laps to go in heat race number 1. Lap traffic and Brian Woodson on the backstretch. Brian Woodson in car number 2 pulls into the infield. White flag out for the 85 of Tyler Schell. Battle for the 5th and final transfer spot now going into turn number 1. Looks like the 2 of Aaron Statler loses that on the last lap. Coming around turn 4 to pick up the win in heat race number 1, the 85 of Tyler Schell. And bringing up the tail in his first race ever, driver out of Gilbertsville, 39X, that is Braden Frack in his first sprint car race. Lights are out. We are going to go green this time. Colby Weaver, AJ Barton bringing him around to the chalk line in turn 4. And we are green in heat race number 2. AJ Barton drops into second there behind Colby Weaver. Here comes a 0-1 of Timmy Bittner from his 5th spot into 3rd. Here comes Casey Weaver to the inside of Braden Varner. Now Timmy Bittner looks to the outside in car number 01. He takes 2nd here on lap number 1. Colby now going to get heavy pressure from the 0-1 at Timmy Bittner. Timmy again leading dominantly last night at Clinton County before having brake issues and having to pull pit side early, but we have a battle for the lead between the 5 of Colby Weaver and the 01 of Timmy Bittner takes that at the line. Timmy Bittner now leading over the 5B of Colby Weaver. AJ Barton in third. He slips up over the cushion. Here comes a 4. Casey Weaver capitalizes on that. The Weaver brothers in second and third. 99 of AJ Barton and Braden Varner round out your 5 transferring cars so far. 44 Darren Bullock in that 6th spot looking in. 39X of Braden Frack along with the 2 of Denny Gross round out your field. We are halfway through race number 2. Timmy Bittner's from 5th up to the lead on lap 2, leading by 1.73 seconds the last time by. Casey Weaver in car number 4 trying to track down his brother in the 5. Timmy Bittner 3/4 of a straightaway lead into turn 1 and 2. AJ Barton sliding high again off of turn 2. Here comes a 5 of Braden Varner, and Varner getting sideways and spins. Up in turn 3 and 4, we have Braden Varner in car number 5 spinning, and then another car getting collected as well. Caution out here. Is back out here in heat race number 2. Strong start for the 01 of Timmy Bittner. 99 of AJ Barton looks to the inside of the 4 of Casey Weaver. One lap to go for your leader. Casey Weaver looks to put pressure on his brother down the backstretch. Casey passes his brother Colby for second, coming to the checkered in heat race number 2, the 01 of Timmy Bittner.
Checker flag. Good job, drivers. I need a top 3 through the scales out of turn 4, please.
Winning heat race number 2.
All right, good pace front row. Nose to tail in the field back out of 3. We're going green out of 4.
Lights are out. We're going to go green this time. Ryan Lynn, Ken Duke Jr. to the green off of turn number 4. Strong start for the 26 of Lynn. He leads them into turn number 1. 11 of Tyler Erdley slides high. Here comes a 61 of Cole DeWeese taking that 4th spot away. Again, a strong pair of rookies there in 4th and 5th. Ryan Lynn leads over the 90 of Ken Duke Jr. J9 of Gerald Harris trying to get into a transfer spot. Right now, the 11E of Tyler Erdley has the last one. Cole DeWeese in 61B looks to the inside of the 89 of Chris Dolan. Right now, Chris Dolan's going to stay in that 3rd spot. Out front with a strong lead, the 26 of Ryan Lynn, Laurel Highland Sprint Series Director out of Hollidaysburg. 90 of Ken Duke Jr., Chris Dolan in 3rd. Cole DeWeese and Tyler Erdley round out the top 5. The J9 of Gerald Harris, the 11M of Mikkel McGee, and the 6 of Caleb Harris still trying to fight their way into tonight's main event. seeing the 2 to go this time. 2 laps to go. Ryan Lynn continues to lead over the 90 of Ken Duke Jr. 61D of Cole DeWeese trying to close in on that 89 of Chris Dolan. Farther back, the 11E of Tyler Erdley sits comfortably in 5th as a white flag is out. Your leader coming off of turn 2 down the backstretch. Picking up the win in heat race number 3, the 26 of Ryan Lynn.
Checker flag, checker flag. Good job, drivers. Top 3 through the scales out of turn 4. The 26th, the 90, and the 89D through the scales, please. Good job, drivers.
8 drivers, 8 laps. Jim Paddock, Matthew Leach, row number 1. Down the backstretch, Doug Dodson on the inside. He works his way into the 3rd spot. Going to put pressure on the 46 of Hendershot. Meanwhile, out front, the 42 of Jim Paddock will lead lap number 1. Jim Paddock over the 46 of Colton Hendershot. 20 of Doug Dodson alongside the 36 of Mike Malaire continue to battle for the 3rd spot. Mike Malaire takes that spot away. Dodson and Malaire continue to battle for the 3rd spot. Here comes the 0Z of Zach Rhodes from his last starting spot. Again, last night's winner at Clayton County. He's already into a transfer spot, but he wants more as he looks to the inside of Dodson off at turn number 2, and he tries to take that 4th spot away. Dodson on the outside. He's going to battle back. We'll see who has it off at turn number 4. Dodson maintains a spot as he still tries pressure on the 36 of Malaire. Dodson tries to sneak underneath. He tries to check up. We have that 3-way battle, but out front, the 42 of Jim Paddock continues to lead over the 46C of Colton Hendershot. Four laps down, 4 laps to go in the last heat race for the IMCA RaceSaver Sprints. Dodson takes that pass spot away from the 36 of Malaire. Not yet, Malaire says. He maintains that outside position. 46 of Colton Hendershot trying to close in. The 36 of Mike Malaire spins in turn number 1 and 2 as him and Dodson were battling hard for that 3rd and final spot. Back to green, just 3 laps to go. Single file till they pass the cone on the front stretch here. Dodson looks to the outside of the 461 of Colton Hendershot. Not going to make it work. They head down the backstretch into turn 3 and 4. Mike Malaire trying to work his way back into the top 5. Colton Hendershot, heavy pressure on your leader. Just 2 laps to go. Here comes the 20 of Doug Dodson trying the outside on Hendershot. Again, he falls in line behind the 46C. He goes to the inside of Hendershot. Dodson takes 2nd away. Hendershot battles back on the inside. Colton Hendershot still in 2nd with 1 lap to go. Dodson, number 20, now goes to the outside, takes that spot confidently away from the 46 of Colton Hendershot, but the 42 of Jim Paddock coming around turn 4 for the final time. Dodson tries to reels him in, but Paddock will pick up the victory in heat race number 4.
Checker flag. Great job, drivers. I need the top 2 through the scales. The 42, the 20D, and the 461 to the scales out of turn 4.
Again, 8 laps of distance, 4 heat races, top 5 will qualify. We will have a B main to take the remaining 5 spots in tonight's 20-lap Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsman main event as they stack up at the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone. Get set to go. The first of 4 Late Model Sportsman qualifiers. Lear will lead him off that 1-2 turn. Ciccarelli bobbles a little bit off of turn number 2. Garrett closes ranks side by side. Going to be Walls and Ziegler back for the number 4 position, but Lear clearly out front right now on that 1MD quarter of straightaway advantage. Ciccarelli, Garrett, Ziegler, and Walls, they'll be the top 5 on lap number 1. Right back behind them, still a good dogfight as well. There's a 33 of Comey. He's trying to get to the outside of Schaefer. The 12 will make it to the inside. Charlie Schaefer up there in the number 6 position. Lear brings them back, but a dogfight from second on back, led by Ciccarelli. And the freight train continues. The 81 of Garrett, the 81G. Right now he's in the number 3 spot. Ziegler, he gets a good run off turn number 2 to the outside. He and Garrett will be side by side. Walls back in 5th. Schaefer in the number 6 spot. He's challenging for a top 5 run as they come back for lap number 3. Ziegler to the outside of Ciccarelli gets the runner-up spot. That battle continuing on, and Ciccarelli gets it right back. And here comes Keith Walls in the 462. He is trying to knife his way to the outside of Garrett and try to tuck down to the inside of Lee Ziegler. And that's the battle for 3rd as the leaders come off at turn number 4. Lear has checked out of that Mo DeFino 1MD machine. And he has got a good 3/4 of a straightaway lead. Ciccarelli, tries to gather it back up. Got a little out of sorts off of turn number 2. He'll lose 2 spots. That'll put Ziegler in the 27 up into 2nd. 462 of Walls in 3rd. Ciccarelli holding on to 4th, but crosses right in front of Charlie Schaefer. They make contact. Both had to regather themselves. Garrett and Ernst are right there likewise. And Garrett's going to go for a ride in turn 1 and 2, trying to get to the inside of Charlie Schaefer. One other driver spinning to avoid, and that will bring out our first Jesse James Auto Mart caution here in our first Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsman qualifier. And a pair of Maryland competitors, Ciccarelli in the 49, Schaefer in the number 12, back in that 3rd row. 5 in the books, 3 to go here in qualifier number 1 as they hit the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone. Back to green, and Lear just launches down the front straightaway out to about a 5-car length advantage. Walls wins the battle with Ziegler. Here comes Charlie Schaefer. Great run from 8th to 3rd. The Hampstead, Maryland driver, the number 12, may not be done. He is pulling right up behind Walls down in turn 3 and 4. 2 laps to go this time by. It's going to be Lear, Walls, and Schaefer. Ziegler will be in the number 4 spot. Then the 49 is Ciccarelli. We'll watch the bubble. He's on the transfer spot right now. He's got Comey to 33, who almost lost it. Ernst some good driving to the bottom side. Not only got around him, but lost very little momentum. He's right to the inside of Ciccarelli in the battle for the transfer spot. White flag in the air this time by. So Lear in control. It's going to be Walls in 2nd. Schaefer about 2 car lengths back in 3rd. Ziegler in 4th, and Ernst pulling up in turn 1 and 2. He had a good charge and a chance to get a top 5 run. But it's going to be Kyle Lear taking the first Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsman qualifier. The 462 of Keith Walls, the 12 of Charlie Schaefer, 27 of Lee Ziegler, and the 49 of Ray Ciccarelli. They will be your top 5.
Front row side by side here. Nice easy pace. Good nose to tail in 3. We're going green out of 4.
Bottle spot, former Simulate driver, the 88Z, Isaiah Miller, out of Greencastle, PA, as we get set at the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone. Qualifier number 2 for the Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsmans. Pilkington switching to crates a week ago in the American All-Star Series races at Potomac. Has struggled a little bit in his late model Sportsman this year down at Potomac Speedway in this car. Right now almost had it completely sideways. He'll be 2nd, as it will be Jeff King, the leader on lap number 1. Pilkington going to 2nd. Palmer in the 86 3rd. And the 94 of Brandon Bard. Oh, so close to having himself a top flight run. He gets around Miller, but then he loses to the 44 of Shoemaker. He gets to his inside. Pilkington and Palmer still with a good battle for second. All the while, it's going to be Jeff King, the leader, back to the stripe for lap 2. Pilkington fends off Palmer, but here comes Shoemaker in the 44, closing up ranks very quickly. 22S is center, holding on to the transfer spot, and it's almost a 3-wide battle behind him. It's going to be Pope, Warrenfelds, and Bard. 3 hungry drivers trying not to go to the B main as they come back for lap number 3. Leaders are back halfway on the board. It is Jeff King in control. Pilkington, Shoemaker now up into 30. Got around Palmer. And a call going out to the 22S of Arlen Setter. First time here at the Speedway this year. Only the second race of the year here at Hagerstown for late model Sportsman's, but nonetheless having a very good run. 58 of Warren Feltz and the 94 Bard. They're still battling outside the transfer spot as they come back for lap number 5. Setter is not far in front of those 2 drivers. They're hungry. That's Bard and Warrenfeld side by side, and that is the battle right now as they close in on the transfer position. Meanwhile, Shoemaker trying to go to work on Pilkington, trying to move up one more notch in the order. The battle for second, back to the stripe. 2 laps to go this time by. And watching the transfer spot, it just changed. 58 of Austin Warrenfelds just gained it. Setter back into the number 6 position. Bard, the 94, is there. Pope in the 11P also trying to see if he can close up. As the leaders come back for the white flag, it's been all Jeff King, but not by much. It has been closing up. Only about 4 car lengths separation between he and Jeremy Pilkington. Bard getting around Setter, and that will put Bard up into the number 6 spot. Front 4 down the back straightaway. Warren Feltz in the 58. He's got a few car lengths on Bard, trying to get the final transfer position, but off turn number 4, give it to Jeff King in the 24K. Jeremy Pilkington, Sean Shoemaker, and Scott Palmer, they'll be the top 4. And the 58 of Austin Warrenfelds started back at 8th. He did enough to get himself into the nice feature event. He's up into 5th as our final qualifier in Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsman Qualifier number 2, presented by Mike's Towing and Recovery. 10 drivers have made it. Another 5 will be plucked from heat race number 3. 5 more in the 4th heat race. And then we do have a B main, which will take the remaining 25 cars starting tonight's 20 lap. Main event number 3 in the race order tonight as we hit the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone. Qualifier number 3 underway. Green is out, and way down bottom, Braden Anderson really stuffed it in there down bottom, and it has really created some carnage. 5 cars involved high and low down in turn number 1 and 2, but Braden really tried to stuff it down bottom in turn.
Gosh, we're going red flag on the front stretch here. Let's go ahead and stop right at the flag stand when you get there.
All right, we're set to go on a restart at the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone. We have yet to get a lap in. That happened on lap number 1 in turn 1. Justin Dillman and Kyle Lee, they'll be up on the front row. Eric Cronice in the 5.56, 14 of Cody Breeden, the 37F of Wesley Bonebrake near the 5. They'll make it in right now. But right now they're racing for positions maybe a little bit higher up in the starting order in tonight's Late Model Sportsman 20 lap main event. Going to be battle for the number 1 spot. And give it to the Kane number 15 car. That is driven by Kyle Lee in Mercersburg, PA. He rim rides in turn number 3 and 4. He'll be the leader back in lap number 1. Dillman will be second. Going to be Cody Breeden up into 3rd. Cronice and Bonebrake, they will be the top 5 there on lap number 1. Top 2 cars, as well as Cronice, probably the only 3, it looks like, that did not have any damage or were not involved. There were 5 cars involved over there in turn number 1 and 2 with significant damage. As leaders come back for that second circuit, one of those not involved was Kyle Lee in that Bruce Kane 15K, and right now he's off to the races in turn 3 and 4. He'll put 3 on the board when he comes back to the line. 16 of Dillman out of Charlestown, West Virginia, currently a very solid second. Breeden's 14. And probably the least amount of damage of the 5. He's holding on to 3rd. Cronice in 4th. Bonebrake, 37F. He's the top 5. Halfway on the board this time by for Kyle Lee. As we mentioned, about a month or so ago, went down to Potomac Speedway for the Daniel Garrett Memorial. Came away with roughly right around $4,000. DJ Garrett, one of our racers tonight here at Hagerstown. His dad, Daniel, passed away several years ago, and I believe it was the 4th edition of that race that Kyle Lee came on down and won. I don't think Bruce Kane even knew that the team was heading down to Potomac Speedway and came away with the $4,000 to win payday. Looking to see if he can have a good effort tonight. Right now, getting off to a great start in the heat race. He's got about a half straightaway lead on Dillman. 2 laps to go when he comes back to the stripe this time. Dillman still a solid second. 14 of Cody Braden in third. Cronice in the 5.56 in fourth. Bone Breaks 37F remains in fifth. White flag in the air, this time by for Kyle Lee. Brother Trayton Lee also picking up a victory earlier this year at Babs Motor Speedway. As he heads down the back straightaway, the older brother back in turn number 3 and 4, and heat race number 3 in the Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsman Division going to Kyle Lee in the 15K. 16 to Justin Dillman. He'll wind up in the number 2 finishing spot in tonight's third qualifier. The 14 of Cody Breed rolling off at turn number 4. He'll wind up in third, followed by the 5.56 of Eric Cronice and the 37F of Wesley Bonebreak. All right, field stacked up. The final group of drivers trying to qualify for 5 spots in our Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsman Division being presented by Mike's Towing and Recovery. As they hit the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone, Levi Crowell, Jonathan Rayleigh bringing us to the green flag. Side by side in a 1 and 2, give Crowell the edge. He'll drift up the banking just a little bit, but Rayleigh is right there in his tracks, about a car length and a half back. On the outside, the battle for third. Here comes the B2 of Brian Booz. Kirshner in the 2+2. Make it Steinhoff's 22. He's right there as well. Side by side. Give it to Booz off turn 4. And then Steinhoff in the 22. Right now he'll be fourth. Battle for fifth, a good one. Trip 0 of Dale Murphy. The 13D of Jonathan DeHaven. They're fighting for the bubble right now. 2x2 racing outside the top 4. With Kirshner and also Rick Olson further back. Murphy way up the banking, and that Trip 0 goes all the way to the back of the field. Make it Steinhoff, in the 22. As 2 laps are complete, and right now it's Levi Crowell in control. Rayleigh in second, Booz in third. They're comfortable. Jonathan DeHaven in fourth. Right now the Trip 0, Dale Murphy. He's the top 5 as they come back for lap 3. Trouble in turn number 4. Going to be the 18 of Rick Olson. He'll spin it, and it'll bring out our latest Jesse James Auto Mart caution. That car with Smokey Fry picked up a victory early in the year at Babs Motor Speedway. So again, another winning car from another racetrack. The Trip 0 was here for several different drivers in that McNeil machine. As they're in the Delaware double file in the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone. Levi Crowell trying to get up to the gearbox and bring it back to the stripe. Booz and Rayleigh will battle hard for second. Rayleigh sticking it down to the bottom side, trying to keep that momentum going up. He'll hold on to it. Booz will be third. Murphy around DeHaven. That tucks him up into the number 4 position. And then side by side, a pair of 2s and 2s. That's going to be Steinhoff and Kirshner. 2+2 to the outside of the 22. In their battle for the number 6 spot. Meanwhile, Rayleigh and Booz, good battle for the number 2 position. They are side by side. Booz almost lost it. And trouble on that B2 machine. He is in danger of falling outside of a transfer spot for the moment. Looked like a little bit of a rub between he and Rayleigh off of turn number 2. Almost thought he may have had a tire going down, and Booz is still trying to get that B2 machine gathered back up. All that is allowed Levi Crowell to a very good lead right now. Going to be Rayleigh comfortably in second. Going to be DeHaven third. Almost a 3-wide battle for fourth. And as we mentioned, that caution, a great benefit for Casey Steinhoff. He is back in a qualifying spot in the 22, up into fourth, and give the 5th spot for the moment to Booz. Steinhoff not done. He is just hugging down to the bottom of the racetrack in 1 and 2, and really with a good piece of momentum. But DeHaven off the pace in the 13D. The Winchester driver now having trouble with the white flag coming out. And right now, DeHaven drifting high in 3 and 4. Tough break for the Winchester native as he was in the show. As the leaders head down the backstretch, but caution is going to be coming out. DeHaven's going to dump it into the pit area. We still have a one-lap dash to the finish here in the final qualifier. Levi Crowell and Jonathan Raley, they remain the top two. The beneficiary of that previous caution, Casey Steinhoff at the 22, he had dropped back almost to the tail end of the field. Just had gotten out of shape in 3 and 4. And he has really been on the gas. He has moved himself up into 3rd. Brian Booz 4th. Murphy in the Trip Zero. They are the top 5 as we come back for the one-lap dash to the finish at the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone. Raley will keep it tucked to the bottom of the racetrack off a turn number 1 and 2. He's got a pretty good run. He'll close up on the deck lid of Levi Crowell and look to his inside. Meanwhile, Booz and Steinhoff side by side. Great battle back to the stripe. Give it to Crowell. Raley will be second. Steinhoff, Booz, and Dale Murphy. They'll be the top 5 in the final Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsman qualifier. Two of our winners from last year, mentioned Quentin Beeman and also Byler Akey at that number 11. He'll be out in race number 2. Akey, the Hub City National winner from a year ago. First of 8 scheduled races for our Crown Vic division this year, being brought to you by Creekside Auto Sales as they move it off at turn number 4, and they get their first green flag of 2026. Harding in the 68H will lead him off into the corner. The AP of Powell down to the bottom side. Then he'll drift up, and that creates a major log jam 5 wide. Momentarily, but it was close to 5 wide. DeCron Powell, that AP, he holds on to, by golly, he is trying. He has got it whipped every which way. Left, right, now he's got it straight. And back to the stripe, going to be the 69 of Justin Blizzard. Started 4th, he now moves up into 2nd. Powell is still working that high line and trying to make something happen. 119 of Brady Shables right up there in the mix as well. 98 of Quentin Beeman, as we mentioned, a one-time winner. He's in 4th as he's watching a 2-wide battle, and the leaders come back for lap number 2. Still going to be the 68, your pole sitter, Alan Harding, holding on to the top spot. Powell in 2nd. And here comes Beeman, the 98. He'll pull to the outside of Justin Blizzard and working that high groove very nicely. He'll go into 3rd. And the 119 of Shable. We're going to see if he's got enough room on that high side to see if he can get around Blizzard likewise. It's a 5-wide Blizzard moments ago. Single file top 3, and now Shable tries to win the battle for 4th as they come back for 2 laps to go here in our first of 2 qualifiers tonight. 68H, Alan Harding, well in control. DeCron Powell looked like he was headed way back in the field off that 2nd turn of lap number 1, but he has settled down and has got himself in a solid spot. Quentin Beeman, the 98. A couple of car lengths back behind him in 3rd. As they'll take the white flag this time by. 119 of Brady Shable holding on to 4th, followed by the 69 of Justin Blizzard. So Harding is the leader. Hadn't really gotten away from anybody. Got about 5 car lengths of an advantage. Powell and Beeman keeping him right there. The checkered going to be coming out, and our first Crown Vic Race winner of the year going to be the 68H of Alan Harding out of Kaiser, West Virginia. The 8P of DeCron Powell, he'll come home in the number 2 spot. Followed by the 98, that will be Quentin Beeman. 119 of Brady Shable and the 69 of Justin Blizzard. They will be the top 5 in heat race number 1.
Hold that pace, we'll go green out of 4.
All right, field stacking up in 3 and 4 as they hit the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone. Our final heat race of the night, Creekside Auto Sales Crown Vics, being presented by On Time Body and Graphics off at turn 4. 5 final laps for the Crown Vics before their feature. And Bowman in that 2EZ made it look too easy on that initial start as he grabs about a 3 car length advantage. Akey the 11 from 3rd. He'll move up into 2nd here on lap number 1. Dogfight between the 3 of Josh Ringer. He started back in 6th. He's already challenging for the number 2 spot as they come back for that first circuit. Going to be Bowman the leader. Akey by about a nose over the 3 of Josh Ringer in the battle for second. 8X of Kanan Brown is right there, and nose to tail from 2nd through 5th. And now Akey going to do the crossover on the 3 of Ringer. And they'll be dead even down the back straightaway. Ringer trying to show some horses and pull ahead as he worked back into 3. Very evenly matched 4 machines, but right now for Brandon Bowman, he's checking out. 2 laps complete that time by. Ringer wins the battle with Akey. And now the 8X of Kanan Brown moves up into 3rd. Akey back into 4th. 717 of Travis Cause right now the top 5. It'll be 2 to go this time by as our RaceSaver sprint driver is getting ready to get to the staging area for their LCQ. Late model Sportsmans will be following, and then it will be feature time tonight. Well, Ringer won that battle, and now he is slowly closing in on easy. Bowman, too easy. Too easy. It'll be the white flag when they come back to the stripe, and Ringer is really trying to wind him in. One more lap around this big half mile for the Crown Vic machines. Bowman right now, followed by Ringer, then the 8 of Brown. 717 of Travis Cause. He is 4th. That's where he started. Dropped back a little bit. The 11 of Byler Akey, our one-time winner a year ago, 5th. Final lap off turn 4 and checkered for tonight in our second qualifier. Going to go to the 2 easy machine of Brandon Bowman in Cumberland, Maryland. The 3 of Josh Ringer started 6th, finished 2nd. Car number 8 to Cron Powell will wind up, or make it the 8X, I should say, of Kanan Brown will wind up in 3rd. Followed by the 717 of Travis Cause and the 11 of Byler Akey.
Andrew Boyer alongside the 2 of Brian Woodson. And we have Caleb Harris, Croy Bazum, John Wood, and Denny Gross rounding out your field. Five of Braden Varner battles on the outside with your leader, the 46 of Mike Allman. 6 cars will qualify as we right now have a 4-way battle for the 6th position. Aaron Statler, Andrew Boyer. Here comes the 11 Emma Mikkel McGee on the bottom side. Right now, Aaron Statler in that 6th and final spot. Mike Allman leads by 2 car lengths. The 5, Braden Varner, Mike Malaire in 3rd. Braden Frack in 4th. J9 of Gerald Harris, and then Aaron Statler round out your 6th qualifying. Mikkel McGee takes away the 7th spot from the 21 of Andrew Boyer. $39X of Braden Frack looking strong in his rookie start to his IMCA RaceSaver sprint career. As he gets a little out of shape, and the J9 of Gerald Harris closes in on that 4th of Frack. Out front, the 46 of Mike Allman continues to lead over the 5 of Braden Varner. Battle right now for the 4th position between Harris and Frack. J9 of Harris looks to the inside going into turn 1. Frack opens up that lane for him. Also the 36 of Mike Malaire closing in on your 2nd place of 5 of Braden Varner. Check them out off of turn number 4. 5 down, 5 laps to go. And getting a strong run off of turn number 2. Just 3 car lengths between him and the 5 of Braden Varner. That's for the 2nd spot. We'll keep our eyes on them. Meanwhile, the 46 of Mike Allman leads by 1.131 seconds. The 11M of Mikkel McGee trying to work his way into a transfer spot. Aaron Statler has it, but Mikkel wants it. There's 3 laps to go. Your leader's coming up on lap traffic on the backstretch. Now the 5 of Braden Varner distanced himself from the 36 of Mike Malaire. Just 2 laps to go as Braden Varner tries to chase down the 46 of Mike Allman coming into turn 3 and 4. Aaron Statler still holding off the 11 Emma McKell McGee for that 6th and final transfer spot as they go through turns 3 and 4. White flag is out, just 1 lap remains. Again, Aaron Statler in that 6th and final transfer spot, but McKell McGee wants it. He goes to her outside, battle for the last transfer spot as your leader getting heavy pressure from second, but picking up the win, the 46 of Mike Allman.
Field stacked up, set to do battle. These are the final chances, this final opportunity for the late model sportsman division. 6 drivers move on as we get set in the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone. Dylan Pryor, Cody Kirshner from the front row. Kirshner winning the battle from the outside. Pryor goes straight up the banking and he will lose some momentum, but hold on to second. It looked like Setter was going to get that spot. Garmin in the 11G along with Ernst working the inside of Setter. In top 6 will make it in top 2. Pretty much in good shape as they work it back. It's Kirshner and Pryor. Ernst in the E85 to 3rd. Setter in 4th. Garmin the 11G for the moment in 5th. The battle for 6th going to be Rick Olson's to lose right now. He along with the 11P of Ed Pope the 3rd. Back in 6th and 7th. Top 2 peeling away as they work back for lap number 2. The dogfight in the Hornet's Nest right now. Back in 3rd, almost a 3-wide battle. Ernst almost became the meat in the sandwich. Garmin, he's trying to find his way back up in there. Setter in the 22S, good run to the outside. He'll reclaim the number 3 position for the moment. And now trouble between Garmin and Holson. That will back Garmin up a little bit. As the field comes back for the 3rd circuit, Kirshner and Pryor still in control. Setter in 3rd. It'll be Ernst to the E85 forward. Pope in 5th. And now trouble off at turn number 4. Latest Jesse James Auto Mart start zone. Caution going to be the 33 of Gio Comey.
Again, stay single file and high out of 4. All right, drivers, let's go ahead and slow our roll here. We can get set up for your double foul. 2nd place, choose high or low. 3rd place, let's fall in line. Leader, if you can check up a little bit, we can go green this time. Second place, high or low. Good job, drivers. Let's go ahead and fall in.
Comey able to get off the wall. We get him back at the tail end of the field. We get him stacked up Delaware double file. Again, top 6 to make it. Cody Kirshner, the 2+2 at the point. 3 laps are complete here in tonight's B main event. Great late models for your feature. You are next. You can head to the staging area as we get to the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone and back to green. Kirshner in control. He's working that lip right now off of turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Dylan Pryor in 2nd, Setter in 3rd. Pope now bringing the 11P up into 4th. Ernst and Garmin side by side for the number 5 position, 5th and 6th actually. The 18 of Holson's there right now. So there's 4 cars fighting for what would be 3 spots to get into tonight's 20-lap late model sportsman main event. So Pope will be 4th. Garmin gets 5th. Holson and Ernst side by side for the transfer spot as they make it off at turn number 4. And Kirshner right now in control of the 2+2 machine. Pryor likewise comfortable in 2nd. Holson winning the battle with Ernst as they came back to the stripe that time by. But they are tightly bunched together. Anything can happen. One slip and somebody's going to get in and somebody's going to get knocked out. Garmin to the inside of Pope. Down the back chute. That will put him up into 4th. And we have 2 laps to go for Cody Kirshner this time. Pair of 11 stuck together. That's going to be Pope and Garmin, and they were right behind Setter as well. Holson's 18. Former modified racer that has switched back over to some late model Sportsman action. Right now trying to get in the field. One that is white flag. Kirshner, he'll take it. Pryor in the 28 second. And now Garmin at the damage after the incident in heat race number 4 has made his repairs and is trying to make his way up through the field to the inside of Setter for the number 3 position off turn number 2. Give that to him. Setter in 4th. Pope and Holson, the final 2 spots, and off turn 4, it'll be the 2+2 Cody Kirshner coming away with the B-Main win. 28 of Dylan Pryor, the 11G of Jackson Garmin, 22 SR and Setter, the 11P of Ed Pope, and the 18 of Rick Holson. They'll be the final transfer drivers into tonight's 20-lap Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsman Field, presented by Mike's Towing and Recovery. All right, field stacked up down the back straightaway. 33 of Witt. That car found its way to victory lane a week ago in crate late model action with Kyle Hardy behind the wheel at Winchester Speedway. Jacob back behind the wheel, looking to see if he can pick up his first of the year at Hagerstown. He's got a very tough Jason Giesemann to his outside. Green is out in the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone. Field off into 1 and 2, and Witt will hug the bottom. It's going to be Giesemann. He's working top shelf right now, middle to high, and he is right there, only a car length separation between the two. Dylan High will win the early battle with Brady Neff right now for 3rd as they make their way through 3 and 4. Going to be Giesemann swinging it to the outside, and he'll grab the lead here on lap number 1. Ran a tough semi-late division a year ago. He and Witt really having a wage of war, trading some sheet metal, and that makes Dylan High a great recipient. The Winchester driver right to the outside. Dylan is up in the high line. He'll take the 2nd spot. Brady Neff of the 03 right there as well. Top 5 made up by the 08B of Jacob Burdett here at lap number 2. Fierce running up front early here in tonight's crate late model action. And a pair of Virginia drivers leading a Pennsylvania Speedster down the back straightaway. It's Witt, High, and Giesemann, the top 3. And then Neff and Burdett, pair of Maryland drivers side by side for the number 4 spot. Give it to Neff, back to the stripe. Burdett in 6th, or make it Deese of the 05 is now 6th. 27 of Kyler Upperman back in 7th. 41 of Sam Caravello early in 8th. Josh Dotson, the 2D, is 9th. Top 10 made up by Aaron Ciccarelli in the 49. Once he won that battle, though, Jacob Witt able to edge away as they come back for lap number 4. Top 6, 7 machines evenly spaced out, single file down into turn 3 and 4. Witt with about a 3-car length advantage over Dylan High. And we hit the 1/4 mark of tonight's 20-lap crate late model event. 2nd spot still going to High, the 03 of Brady Neff. Trying to get up in there with the 1G of Jason Giesemann. First year running crate late models on a regular basis out of the Walls Racing stable. Mike Walls having a good heat race run earlier tonight as well in the 1W. A little bit further back as the leaders make their way back to the stripe. Single file for the top 6, 7th on back. Sam Caravello leading that charge. Josh Dotson, Kyler Upperman, Wayne Johnson, and the 49 is Ciccarelli. They round out the order as we come back for the 7th circuit. And it's all Jacob Witt right now. Dotson showing some strength right now on that 2D. That 2nd crop of cars off at turn number 4. Got around Caravello. Then Caravello got together with Upperman. And here comes the 71 of Johnson, all running further back in the field, but trying to fight their way up through there. As 8 laps will go on the board, 3-car lengths best for Jacob Witt over Dylan High, Jason Giesemann, Brady Neff, and Jacob Burdett. And join the 05 of Roy Deese Jr. in that conversation. He is slowly reeling Burdett in. And all the while, I have been saying Dylan High. I apologize. It is Mike Walls in the 1W machine. We got too many number 1s. He's in late model Sportsman action. So Walls right now in second spot. Going to be Giesemann back into third. Brady Neff a very tight fourth, but this battling from second on back has allowed Witt to edge away as we hit halfway that time by. 10 in the books, 10 to go tonight. I was wondering where the Walls car was. I was calling Dylan High out, and Mikey was right up there, right in front of my nose. All the while, Jacob Burdett in the 08B machine. He's drifted back a little bit. He's still fifth on the board. The 05er Roy Dees Jr. in sixth position as Witt now begins to hit the back end of the field. And he's got 4 cars he'll have to deal with. Speaking of Witt, underneath the Aaron Ciccarelli machine, but he's got a pretty good gap over the 1W Mikey Walls right now back in turn 3 and 4. 27 of Upperman, along with the 41 of Sam Caravello and the 71 of Wayne Johnson on the same straightaway as your leader. 12 laps are complete, 8 circuits to go here in tonight's 20-lap Crate Late Model event. Watching Witt and seeing if any interval was going to be shrunk back down. But right now, Mike Walls has to deal with the same lap traffic. Witt works the outside of Caravello and spins it in turn number 1 and 2. Tough break for Jacob Witt. Oh, he's to the outside of Caravello trying to make that move work and just couldn't. And the 33, your leader, spins it in turn number 4.
All right, good pace. We're going green out of 4.
All right, back at the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone one more time. Mike Walls, newest leader in the 1W from the point. Here we go off turn 4. Giesemann right on that rear deck lid as they work it back into 1 and 2. Going to be Brady Neff in the 03, hugging the bottom. And going to be Walls grabbing the lead, but Neff gets a good run to the bottom side. He and Giesemann side by side in the battle for second. The 08 to Burdett now in fourth. Dotson, the 2D, is winning the battle with Deese in the 05. Puts Josh Dotson up into the number 5 spot. Witt in the 33. He'll now try to get around Deese and move up into 6. Dotson way high on the racetrack at 1 and 2. Touched the guardrail a little bit, gathers it back up and lost 3 spots in the process. And all the while, going to be Mike Walls bringing it back to the stripe. 5 laps to go. And he kind of tiptoed through 3 and 4, and Jason Giesemann was on the gas down bottom, so he is going to keep Mike Walls honest, and right now he is working in pretty good. 03 of Brady Neff is right there. Very good 3-car battle. Nose to tail down the back straightaway. 08B of Burdett, now the 33 of Witt. He's made his way back up into the number 5 position with 4 circuits to go. Single file right now for your leaders, and those top 5 machines or spots going to be the 27 of Upperman to the inside of Deese. He's looking to go up into 6th. Dotson's 2D now back into the number 8 position as the leaders come back for 3 to go, and Witt's got trouble again to the 33. He's off the pace down the front stretch. Walls again was under attack by Giesemann moments ago, and Witt is definitely down on power as he limps off at turn number 2. Again, Mike Walls working that middle groove. Jason Giesemann down bottom and only about 2-car length separation with 2 laps to go. Great racing between these teammates as they work off at turn number 2 down the backstretch. Not even a car length separation. They're going to be looking at the white flag when they come back. Walls again drifting a little high. He keeps the door open for Giesemann, but it's still a car length at the stripe with 1 to go. Neff in the 03, the 08B of Burdett, and the 05 of Deese. They are the top 5. Final set of turns coming up for Jason Giesemann to see if the former Simulate driver can pick up a victory in crates. And right now, Mike Walls in control, and he hugs the bottom this time, drifting it up the banking, but off turn 4, Mike Walls coming away with the Booz Brothers Performance Crate Late Model Feature Event victory. Jason Giesemann, Brady Neff, Jacob Burdett, and Roy Deese Jr. will be your top 5.
Great battle between the teammates up front.
Once again, a great performance between teammates. Our third different winner in crates. Give it up for Mike Walls in the 1W. Our crate late model winner tonight here at Hagerstown. Mike, first, you don't know it, but if you watch the replay tomorrow, I got to apologize to you. You got to look this way with me. I was calling you Dylan High for the longest time. I don't know why I got my ones mixed up. Dylan's running late model Sportsman. But I called you the right name when it counted. And I want to tell you one thing. You and Jason put on a whale of a battle. A great show tonight between you two.
Yeah, I think he actually let me win it because I got very, very tight there in the last 5 laps. And I was just cranking rear brake, and I just couldn't find enough rear brake. So I think he let me win it.
Well, I don't know about that, but you know, it was a hard-fought battle. I mean, I've seen progression with Jason ever since he came here for practice, and that's been great. What's been the key for you guys to get these cars working the way they have so early in the season?
Well, you know, just hard work. I mean, I struggled a lot just because I just didn't put the time and effort into the cars, and Jason was messing with the street stock stuff, and I just see that going down the bad road. So I'm like, you need to step in one of the late models, and he wasn't so sure about it, but I think he's doing very well.
Well, Jason, I got to pull you in because he's saying he thinks you let him win. All right, let's hear the truth. Jason, what happened?
I don't know about all that. I mean, I thought we had a pretty good car. I seen him getting tight, but the way I had to drive in to not, do anything dumb is a little rough. My car was bouncing, bottoming out a little bit, and that kind of screwed me up some. I mean, if I was a little more experienced, maybe I would have drove a little harder and showed a little more character, but he did well, and I think I did well, and here we are.
Well, I asked Mike, what's been the secret? And for you, stepping up from semi-lates up into crate late model action, that's no easy trick when you move from one variety of racing to another. But what's been the biggest success? What's been the turning point to make you guys run so well so early in your career in crate late model racing?
Mike working on the car.
Is that true, Mike?
Yeah, a lot of times I second guess myself, but whenever somebody else is driving, I do what I think's right, and usually it works. So everything I did to his car tonight, I just did it to mine.
You both put on a great job. For teammates, that was some of the cleanest racing, some of the best racing. You make it fun for an announcer. Mike, who would you like to thank tonight?
Oh, man, I got to thank a lot of people. First off, I'd like to thank Brian Booz. I had some shock work done by him this week. That helped out a lot. And also, I'd like to thank him for picking up the pieces here and giving us a place to race, because if it wasn't for him, I don't think we'd be here. I got to thank Chad's Used Auto Parts, Mike's Towing, MTR Dumpster Service, Appalachian Auto, Frankie's Used Auto Parts, Mike's Towing, Signature Towing.
Great job tonight, my friend. Finally glad to see you in victory lane, and I don't think it's going to be the last time.
No, I hope not.
Just don't let that 1G beat you.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Great job for Mike Walls and Jason Giesemann, top 2 tonight in our Booz Brothers Performance Crate Late Models presented by Chaz Used Auto Parts.
And right now we're going to get our IMCA.
Sponsor, Laurel Highlands, and the Sprint Series comes on point state.
Lights are out on the Speedway. 26 of the strongest IMCA RaceSaver sprints from the 3 different regions. Ready to do battle. Side by side, Timmy Bittner, Tyler Schell. We are green in tonight's main event. Timmy Bittner getting a strong start at the front of the field as he leads them into turn number 1. 85 of Tyler Schell tries to use the outside to his advantage. Here comes a 97 of Kenny Hefner into 3rd. Way high for the 89 of Chris Dolan. Sorry, he saves it, but he's mid-pack as he almost made contact with the wall. Meanwhile, the 01 of Timmy Bittner leads, coming around for lap number 2. Kenny Hefner applying strong pressure to the 85 of Tyler Schell for that 2nd spot. We have a car spinning up in turn 3 and 4. Caution out on the speedway. Caution out for the 39X of Braden Frack.
Good, we're going green.
Lights are out. We're going to go green this time. Timmy Bittner over Tyler Schell, Kenny Hefner. Single file till they pass the cone on the front stretch here at the flag stand. Green is back out. Kenny Hefner looks to the outside of the 85 of Tyler Schell. 46 of Colton Hendershot. Tried to make that 3 wide off of turn number 2. Kenny Hefner to the outside of the 85 of Tyler Schell, trying to work his way into second. Meanwhile, the 0-1 of Timmy Bittner checking himself out as your leader. 46 of Colton Hendershot tries to join Kenny Hefner, and he does. Hendershot into third. 85 of Tyler Schell into fourth. Ryan Lynn in fifth. Colby Weaver in sixth. Now Colton Hendershot sets his sights on the 97 of Kenny Hefner. He's found a high line that works and zips around the 97 of Kenny Hefner off at turn number 2. Move Colton Hendershot into second. See if Colton can reel in the 0-1 at Timmy Bittner, but now Kenny Hefner trying to battle back on the inside for that second spot. Colton Hendershot gets him at the line. Hefner likes the bottom side. Colton Hendershot runs the top line around the turns. Seems to work to his advantage. Colton Hendershot now has clear field to try to reel in the 0-1 of Timmy Bittner. Three-way battles towards the end of the field here. 5 of Logan Spar tries to close in on the 85 of Tyler Schell. That's for the 4th position as he gets a good run of him on him off of turn number 2. He ducks to the inside in turns 3 and 4. Battle for 4th off of turn number 4, and caution is out. Looks like for the 5 of Braden Varner sitting sideways up in turns 1 and 2. Caution out on the speedway here at lap 9 of 25.
We'll go green out of turn 4.
Looking for big movers through the field. We've had quite a few drivers that have gained lots of positions. We're coming to green, single file to the cone on the front stretch. Colton Hendershot, real slow start for your second place driver as the rest of the field bottles up behind him. The 97 of Kenny Hefner looks to the inside as those drivers in the top 12 were already double file going into turn 1. Colton Hendershot slow to get going, but now he's back up to speed, using that high side to his advantage. 5 of Logan Spar goes to the outside of the 97 of Kenny Hefner. Moves Spar into 3rd. Logan Spar started in the 9th position. He's up to 3rd. 6-spot gain for that driver.
The car stopped in the middle of turn 2. Stay low in 2, drivers. Low in 2. Car stopped in the middle of turn 2. You have your choice, high or low. Our driver's nose to tail here. We'll go green out of 4. Stay single file past the cone by the flagman.
Lights are out. 14 laps remain. Again, traffic getting bottled up behind the 46C as Timmy Bittner gets to break away from the rest of the field. Three-way battle off of turn number 4.
Good job, clear low.
Keep your eyes on the 90 of Ken Duke Jr. He seems to have found something. Here comes the 21C of Jarrett Cavallette off of turn 2. 26 of Ryan Lynn looks to the inside of the 85 of Tyler Schell. That's for the 5th position. Three-way battle for 5th going into turn number 1. Tyler Schell on the outside maintains that spot with his momentum. He's got heavy pressure in the form of Colby Weaver in the 5 and the 26 of Ryan Lynn as those cars gang up on him in turns 3 and 4. 3 wide again off the turn 4. The 4 of Casey Weaver having some trouble. He's going to pull pit side in the 4. Again, that's Casey Weaver. Green flag stays out. Timmy Bittner again out front over the 46C of Colton Hendershot. 5 of Logan Spar in 3rd, followed by the 97 of Kenny Hefner, then the 5 of Colby Weaver. 26 of Ryan Lynn trying to work his way into the top 5. Battle between the 21C of Jarrett Cavallette and the 85 of Tyler Schell. For the 7th position, that battle continues off of turn number 2. Doug Dodson found something, gained about 3 spots there. Last couple laps.
Caution, stay low in
Caution
turn
on
3
the
and 4,
speedway.
drivers. Low in 3 and 4. You got a
Turn
car stopped
number-
at 3 and 4.
3 and 4, that is Braden Frack's 3rd spin out of the feature. Bringing out the caution again here at lap 17.
Reminder, single file until you pass the cone by the flagman.
Lights are out on the speedway. 8 laps to go. Timmy Bittner again, strong start over the rest of the field. Here comes a 5 of Logan Spar. Ducks underneath the 46C of Colton Hendershot, and he secures that 2nd spot. We'll see if Logan has anything for the 0-1 of Timmy Bittner. Again, Hendershot's restarts really hurting him at each and every time as the rest of the field bottles up behind him. We have a 3-way battle for 4th going into turn number 1. Ryan Lynn and Colby Weaver continue to battle for the 5th spot. Right now they're off of turn number 2. Looks like Ryan Lynn's got it this time. Colby Weaver keeps trying on the outside. He now crosses it over to the inside. Side by side, that time Colby Weaver was scored with 5th. We're within 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go as Doug Dodson, who had dropped back to 15th at one point, has found something. He's now working his way through the field. Just took over that 9th spot. 4 laps to go. Make that 3 laps to go for your leader, the 0-1 of Timmy Bittner. Timmy still has a clear track ahead of him. The 5 of Logan Spar trying to reel him in.
Caution in turn 4. Stay low in 4, drivers. Low in 4.
Caution out
in
on the
4.
speedway.
It's going green out of
Colby
4.
Weaver.
Again.
Jared
There's the
Cavallette,
tail.
Zach Rhodes,
Single file,
Doug
pass the
Dodson, and
cone
Ken Duke
at the
Jr.,
flag
your
stand.
top 10. Chris Dolan, Mike Malaire, Tyler Schell, Dylan Schatzer, and Mike Allman round out the 15. Logan Spar within striking distance of Timmy Bittner. He looks to the inside. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. As Dodson just picked up another 2 cars. Logan Spar within striking distance again. Just a couple car lengths separate your 2. Colby Weaver way up high as he gets sideways, and we have 1 lap to go. Logan Spar checks to the outside, tries to get a run on your leader off at turn number 2. And coming around to the checkered. Making up for last night, the 0-1 of Timmy Bittner picks up the victory here at Hagerstown. Timmy Bittner winning over the 5 of Logan Spar, the 97 of Kenny Hefner, Colton Hendershot, and Ryan Lynn. He's back in victory lane here at Hagerstown for the 2nd time. Timmy, a strong start to your season. Last night I heard you were dominating at Clinton County. You had a brake issue. I just heard you say you ran the last couple laps without brakes again. Redemption tonight.
Yeah, I know. My home track kind of screwed me out of the win last night. I didn't need brakes there either, but, I'm glad we finally got it done. I heard Spar was catching me, so, props to him. Even if he got to me, I know he would race me clean. We always race each other clean, so, I can't do this without, everyone here, my friends, family, they always are a big part of this. My sponsors, Josie Hazel, GP Cabinets, all your distributors, they're just a big help, and I really can't do without them.
What was going through your head each time you would get near lap traffic, caution came out? Was that a welcome thing for you, or did you just want to get it done?
I just wanted to get it done. I wanted to get out of that traffic.
Well, there you have it. Timmy Bittner, your winner tonight here at Hagerstown. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Buddy Long, I'm sending it back up to you.
All right, field getting the 1 to go indication that time by 20 laps dead ahead for our late model Sportsman drivers so far in 2026. They've only been here 1 time. Kyle Lear took the victory in that 151 machine tonight, and of course, ever since the passing of Mo DeFino, he has been sporting that 1MD on the side of that car. Very synonymous with Mo and with Kyle Lear for many years and many other different drivers. But tonight he starts on the inside of row 3. We'll see what's up. We get set for 20 laps here in Hagerstown for the late model Sportsmen. Strong performance in race number 1 came up for Levi Crow at Clear Spring, Maryland. That C2 looks like he's loaded with C4. He has just romped away from the field here early. He's got about a quarter of a straightaway advantage right away as he comes back to the line. Walls will be 2nd, Lee 3rd, followed by Jeff King. Then the side-by-side battle, Jeremy Pilkerton and Kyle Lear. Pilkerton to the high side, Lear down low, trying to make that machine work, and they'll remain side-by-side in the battle for the number 6 position down in turn number 3 and 4. Right behind them, going to be the 25 of Jonathan Raley, another driver that's shown some brilliance this year. Very strong performances for that driver here at Hagerstown, and also Winchester and Potomac. He's in the mix. Side-by-side battle meanwhile as Kyle Lee trying to close in on Keith Walls. He sees Levi Crow getting smaller and smaller through that front window. 3 laps complete. Got a long way to go, but a very strong run by the Clear Spring, Maryland driver here in the early going. Still a side-by-side duel between Lee and Walls. It'll be Walls with the advantage off turn number 2. Jeff King back and forth. Lear won that battle with Pilkerton moments ago. He's up to 5th. Pilkerton 6th. Jonathan Raley early in the number 7 position. Back in 8th, Sean Shoemaker, the former champion. 9th on the field as they come back to the line. Going to be the 16 of Justin Dillman and the 22 of Casey Steinhoff, top 10. Trading back and forth for 2nd continues to be the Wave. Lee got it moments ago. Down bottom off of turn number 2. Give it to Walls once again in 2nd spot here at lap number 5. Field strung out, and as Crowell comes off of turn number 2, he can see the back end of that field. They are a good 3/4 of a straightaway ahead, but he has got a monstrous lead right now in turn number 3 and 4 in that Booz Brothers Performance ride as he brings it back for that 6th circuit. Second place battle still is going to be a tough one. Give it to Walls off turn number 4. That Kane number 15K of Kyle Lee solid in the number 3 spot. King and Lear remain in 4th and 5th. Meanwhile, the battle for the number 6 position heating up, as does 2nd again. But here comes Sean Shoemaker to the inside of Jeremy Pilkerton, trying to see if he can notch one more spot up in the order. Rayleigh in the 25, he dropped a notch as Justin Dillman, Casey Steinhoff top 10. And trouble in turn number 2, looks like Rick Olson's 18 brings out our first Jesse James Auto Mart caution of the night. It's going to be Levi Crowell and that C2 machine at the point. Kyle Lee will be on the inside of Keith Walls back in row number 2. Lear to the inside of Jeff King, and then Shoemaker and Pilkerton make up the front 5 rows as we hit the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone and begin lap number 8, but a little jam up in the back will keep them going. Lee able to escape Walls that time, but here comes Lear in the 1MD. He is on a roll right now to the inside of Walls in the 462. He's hugging the bottom guardrails down in turn number 3 and 4. Give the edge to Walls off that 4th turn. He'll be 3rd right now. Lear in 4th, King in 5th, Pilkerton right behind him in the number 6 spot. Very tightly bunched together. Then Jonathan Rayleigh, Sean Shoemaker, Cody Breeden trying to make some strides from the back end of the field after being involved in a caution in a wreck earlier in one of the heat races. And Brian Booz of the B2, he's had some digging to do likewise tonight. He got tied up with another car, and that sent him a little bit further back in the field in his heat race. So he's coming from the back in a very talent-laden field. Meanwhile, this time it's not going to be Crowell edging away so quickly. 15K of Kyle Lee. He's got him in his gun sights. 3-car length separation. Top 2 back to the stripe. Cross flags in the air. 10 in the books, 10 to go. It will be Keith Walls in 3rd. Kyle Lear in 4th. Jeremy Pilkerton getting around Jeff King moments ago. Trouble in turn number 4. The 49. Ray Ciccarelli. Around he goes. 2 drivers made maneuvers to get around him, and caution back out. And our Jesse James Auto Mart yellow hits just at the halfway point for the 49 of Ray Ciccarelli.
Much better. Good job, drivers. We're going green out of 4. 10 laps down, 10 laps remaining.
As Crowell at the point, back in the Jesse James Auto Mart restart zone as we begin the second half of tonight's Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsman. Main event being presented by Mike's Towing and Recovery. Go back to green, going to be Crowell up top. Look at Kyle Lear and the moves he's making. He got around 2 biggies, Kyle Lee and Keith Walls. Lee now trying to rebound after a not so good turn number 1 and 2. He gets back around Walls. He'll be the bottom feeder off of that 2nd, make it 4th turn, and be within a car length of Lear. Walls up into 4th. Shoemaker in the 44. Don't count him out. He is now working the bottom side. He's in the top 5. Pilkerton back in 6th. King in 7th. Brian Booz now up in the 7th, with King now back to 8th. Rayleigh in 9th and Breeden the top 10 as we put 12 on the board this time by. So this restart a little bit different for Levi Crowell. He was able to stretch it out after both Lee and Walls did not have the restarts they wanted back in that 2nd row. That also benefited Kyle Lear, and he's hoping maybe one more caution can close it up. 13 circuits on the board this time by. Top 4 in pretty good shape. Brian Booz, he's on the move up into 5th. Behind him is Pilkerton. The 461 of Walls dropping back a little bit, make it the 462. 24K of Jeff King also has faded a few spots in the order. Rayleigh and Breeden still up there in the top 10 as we come back for lap 14 and about a quarter of a straightaway edge for Levi Crowell. Former winner here in late model sportsman action. Now running under the Booz Brothers Performance stable in that C2 machine. He was very strong on opening night in late model sportsman action, and right now has about a half-turn edge over Lear. Lee remains in 3rd. Shoemaker in the 44. He's been one of the biggest movers as he's up into the number 4 spot with 5 circuits to go here in tonight's event. Fifth remains Brian Booz. Jeremy Pilkington solid run in 6th. Jonathan Rayleigh coming back to life. He's around Keith Walls in his 7th. Move Walls back to 8th. Jeff King in 9th, and the 14 to Cody Breeden, top 10 with 4 circuits left to go. Three to go, and maybe the back end of the field to have to deal with for Levi Crowell if it stays green flag racing as he enters turn number 1 and 2. They are just about coming off that second turn. Kyle Lear pedaling hard as he can in the 1MD machine. Again, he's about a good 15 car lengths back in the number 2 spot. Kyle Lee, Sean Shoemaker. They are right there in striking distance of each other, those 3 machines. As 2 to go hits the track this time by for Levi Crowell, trying to join Kyle Lear in victory lane in late model sportsman competition here in 2026. And Levi slowly closing in. He can't let off the gas right now. He knows Lear is coming, and he may hit the back end of the field on his final lap as the white flag in the air for the Clear Spring, Maryland driver. Lear, Lee, Shoemaker, and Booz. They are the top 5 when the final lap of action. Watching your leader off at turn number 2, he's definitely going to hit the back end of the field in side-by-side action between Setter and Dylan Pryor. And now it's going to be Crowell kind of drifting up the bank in a little bit, but off turn 4, Levi Crowell impressively taking tonight's Metzler Trailer Sales Late Model Sportsman main event presented by Mike's Towing and Recovery. Kyle Lear in 2nd, Kyle Lee 3rd, Sean Shoemaker, and Brian Booz, your top 5. Sharp-looking machine as he parks it in victory lane. Our 2nd late model sportsman winner of the year, joining Kyle Lear at Hagerstown Speedway in victory lane. He is back just a few miles up the road. Give it up for Clear Spring, Maryland's Levi Crowell, your late model sportsman winner tonight in impressive fashion. Great effort indeed, and the late model sportsman's 26 strong. Levi, that was a very talent-laden field of cars. And I say you have C2 on the side of your car, but I think you were loaded with C4 tonight. You were explosive on restart.
No, it was great. I mean, restarts is always something I felt comfortable with. First and foremost, I do want to thank God, Jesus, my girlfriend, and my parents, and Brian, and Annette. And I mean, this is just awesome to be able to still have a car and race. And I got to thank Devin, of course. I know I didn't just want to go into thanking everybody. I'm probably a little rusty, but no, just Brian giving me the opportunity. And they got great stuff, great equipment, and they're smart. And Devin's come a long way. And Brian, like I said, he's smart, obviously good. I'm running out of breath.
Well, and I'll take a little bit for you. You got a big lead initially. We got about 7 laps in the record books, and it was a huge lead. You probably had to think, there's so many things going through your mind. Obviously, hitting your marks out on a racetrack and making sure you're just level perfect out there. But does it go through your mind eventually? That caution's going to come out, and this whole field's going to be chomping on that rear deck lid eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said earlier, a bunch of heavy hitters, Lear, Lee. There's a ton of good guys. I don't rule out Brian from 16th. Those guys are good here. He can run the bottom. No, absolutely. And I told Devin, I said, my ideal start is to be able to get the lead on the start on the outside and go 20 laps caution-free, but we knew that probably wasn't going to happen. And just had to be on my game on the restart. I knew after the first caution, I knew Kyle Lee was probably, the sticks weren't as far apart from Devin as they were early on. And I asked Devin before that restart if Kyle chose the top or the bottom, and he said he chose the top, so I took that restart a little higher. And it panned out. So the restarts were huge. Avoiding this rut over here was tricky and treacherous, but it was just a lot of fun.
Do you get a little bragging rights in the shop? Are you very humble? Are you just thankful that you have the ride, or do you sometimes say, let me stick it to him a little bit?
No, I try to be thankful. I try to take care of the car and the equipment. That's usually like my number one priority. But if I'm in a situation to go for something and win, that's a little different. I've kind of gotten smarter in my older age, I guess, and even though I'm not too old. But no, with Brian, it's a great relationship, and we're competitive, but it's more of just helping each other and being able to help their program.
Great representation for the product that he provides you. Who else would you like to thank here at Levi?
Now, like I said, I got to thank my friends, Brandon, JT, Lexi, Chloe, all them for coming. Ed, like I said, my parents, Earl's here. I'm sure I'm missing people. Mr. Saunders helped out tonight. Danny, Chief's here. I feel like I'm forgetting a million people, but these are all, Brian's done a lot for the Speedway, of course. There's a reason he has all these sponsors, because he's a great guy, and he just wants to see people succeed and have fun, and people spend time with their families. And so, I mean, like I said, these are all the sponsors, but Sebco, you got On Time, Metzler, Ernie D's, Ingram Engines. I mean, the 525 was, it's just very, very smooth on the restarts. I feel like it didn't have like on the first lap or initial laps or something like that, but once it gets banded out, it's very, very good. And so that's Ingram's. Like I said, I want to thank Devin again. He's been here through all of it, so can't thank everybody enough.
Well, hometown's only a few miles up the road, but I'm going to tell you one thing, partner. I've seen you before in Victory Lane, but it's been a long time. We've missed you. Glad to see you back.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Levi Crowell taking your late model Sportsman win tonight at Hagerstown. 68H of Alan Harding out of Kaiser, West Virginia. He'll be starting on the inside of that second row. To his outside, the 98 Quentin Beeman. He was a one-time winner a year ago. 3 races last year that were completed. The 11 of Byler Akey, also in the field. He picked up the Hub City National portion for the Crown Vics a year ago. He's also in the field as we get set for our 15-lap finale for the night of the Jesse James Auto Mart start zone for the Crown Vics. Field off in 1 and 2, 2x2 for the front 3 rows. Make it 4 to the outside. Bowman in that Too Easy machine grabbing the lead. And it's going to be the 8X of Brown back there in second spot through the 3-4 turn. Bowman will keep it wound up on the high side. He'll be the leader of lap number 1. Brown in second. Here comes the number 3. That's Josh Ringer out of Short Gap, West Virginia. He had himself a good run in the heat race earlier tonight. Bowman goes a little high. He may have 2 cars hooking up in a draft trying to catch him and go around him. Right now going to be the 8X of Brown. Looks like he's going to get the spot down in 3 and 4. And on the inside, a little bit lower down, Ringer. He wants that lead. He may be second when they come back to the stripe, and indeed he will. Bowman back to third. And it'll be followed by Harding in that 68H. Oh, trouble. Couple drivers, Bowman and Ringer, make some hard contact off of turn number 2. Everybody straightens out. Bowman holds on to a spot. Looks like Ringer's going to lose 2 as the leaders make their way back into turn number 3 and 4. Lap number 3 of our 15-lap finale coming by. So it's Dacron Powell, the leader. Gentlemen, note to self, put your letter behind the number so the announcer can announce you properly. We appreciate that. This public service announcement being brought to you by Brandon Bowman and Associates, who leads the charge back in second spot. That is Dacron Powell. He is the leader as he works off at turn number 4. Right now, he is a good quarter straightaway in front. Bowman holding on to the number 2 spot, 68H machine. Alan Hardy, the heat race winner earlier tonight, still in third. Ringer in fourth. And right behind him going to be the 98 machine of Quentin Beeman, the one-time winner from a year ago. Shable in that 119 also joining the battle. So there's 5 cars battling pretty hard from second on back as we come back for lap number 7. And cross flags coming up halfway this time by for Dacron Powell, the number 8 machine, as they come back to the stripe. Still going to be Bowman. Heavy pressure from Ringer. Those two got together about 3 or 4 laps ago off of turn number 2. A little bit of contact. And right now they're now nose to tail, and they have got to deal with the 98 of Beeman. He's underneath of them, battling for the number 3 position. And 1 lap car to deal with as we'll come back for lap number 9 in tonight's 15-lap opener for the Crown Vic machines. Bowman still holding on to second. Ringer, he's got a good run, and does he have enough room? He got pinched down the back straightaway. You can almost see it. Then 2x2 racing with a lap car mixed in there from 4th position on back. Beeman in the 98. He's got the 4th spot. Coming around him, here comes Harding in the 68H. He's also trying to gain a spot back up there, along with the 119 of Brady Shable. So even though the leader's got himself a pretty healthy advantage, it is a dogfight from second on back. 5 laps to go that time by. And again, Dacron Powell, the driver hailing at a Wiley Ford, West Virginia, holding the lead. Again, a spinner off of that second turn, but again, that driver able to continue on as we have 4 circuits to go this time by. So all Dacron Powell in that number 8 machine. 8P at a Wiley Ford, West Virginia. Half straightaway lead. The battle for second going to be chilled out a little bit. Looks like going to be the 68. Alan Hardy, one of your heat race winners, in the wall off at turn number 2, and that will bring out a caution. Jesse James Automart yellow coming out here with 11 laps complete.
Good pace leader. Hold that pace right there. We're going green out of 4.
In a 4-card program. That will be race number 2 of 8 for our Creekside Auto Sales Crown Vic division. All right, let's see if Dacron Powell can charge out to that lead again. He's got the Hornet's Nest behind him as we get back to green. 4 circuits to go tonight. Back into 1. Powell the leader. He'll take the middle to high group. Going to be Ringer to the inside of Bowman, and then 2x2 behind them. Beeman and Shable. They'll be side by side. Some good battling going on. Powell leads them back into 3 and 4. Couple car lengths advantage. Ringer hugging the bottom, now drifting up into the middle groove. But Powell will be the leader as they come back for lap number 12. Ringer now up into second. Beeman saw the door open. He's to the inside of Bowman, challenging for third. Brady Shable, the 119 right now, is in the number 4, make it 5 position. And our other number 8, Kanan Brown, trying to make a run up in there as well. 69 of Justin Blizzard also there. So again, same story on this restart. First place right now, not a question mark. Second on back. It has been busy with 2 circuits to go this time by. White flag about to go in the air. Ringer now has got second spot comfortably by a couple of car lengths. Dacron Powell taking the white flag this time by. Ringer, Bowman, followed by the 98 of Beeman and the 119 of Shable. Top 5 as they head around the track for the final time tonight. And again, our slower car to a stop, but he's drifting high in the corners. We're going to stay green flag racing. Dacron Powell bringing it off at turn number 4. Our first Crown Vic winner of the year, Dacron Powell. Out of Wiley Ford, West Virginia, taking the Creekside Auto Sales Crown Vic Division feature event victory, presented by On Time Body and Graphics. Well, fans, that'll do it for tonight's action. Again, congratulations out to all of our winners. We thank everybody for being patient, waiting as we got everything set. Fell a little bit behind schedule, but not too much. Almost 100 cars in the pits, a lot of qualifying, a lot of racing action to do, and hope you enjoyed it. Well, fans, as you're heading out, put your hands together. Dacron Powell taking the victory tonight in our opener for the Crown Vics here at the Hagerstown Speedway in convincing fashion. The first of 8 races for these drivers in 2026. 13 cars tonight, and I think that's going to grow a little bit. You know, you were kind of reminiscent of that late model Sportsman race I saw. You must have watched Levi Crowell because you were gone and everybody else was fighting amongst themselves, even on restarts. What was magic about this car tonight?
I'll tell you, I just kind of, one of them nights, perfect track for me, perfect track for conditions, so I put her to the wind.
Where do you normally race? I know hopefully we're going to see you a lot more this year here at Hagerstown Speedway. I don't know what your schedule is looking like, but where have you been racing in the past so far this year, and how you been making out?
Well, this year we started out down in North Carolina, which was down in Harris County. Was not a good time down there. This car was straight as an arrow. Yeah, one race down there, it didn't look like that. So we mostly racing up between Bedford and Cumberland. Haven't got to race Cumberland this year just because my schedule ain't lined up, but hopefully we'll get some more races in.
Well, I certainly hope we get to see more of you here. I mean, you had some good drivers behind you. The Crown Vics always put on a great show, no matter where they are. We get to watch them on Flow. If you got a Lucas Oil event, there's a Crown Vic class. No matter where it is, what event it is, Crown Vics throughout the country are very entertaining. And they're good. I mean, not entertaining, funny to watch, good competition out there. And you guys have a very serious group of drivers out here that put on a very good show. Are we going to be able to see you back here for more of our races?
I'm hoping. I hope I can make another trip or two, at least finish the season out down here once or twice. That'd be great. Always going to come down to my schedule and everything else, so we'll see.
It always comes down to the schedule. Who would you like to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank my family, my friends. Big shout out to my buddy Sean. He helps me out a lot on these cars. Wasn't for him, a lot of times I wouldn't have the motivation to do anything. I got bone collectors, taxidermy on the front hood here. Obviously, I ain't put it back on yet, but I got him, Jolene's Concrete, my own self, Dickie's Fab. I've been wanting to build a car, so I put myself in there. Blizzard's Towing, he did an engine swap for me here a week back, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have the car out here. So, BSL, they did the wrap on this thing. It looked awesome when it started, but now she's a little rough around the edges.
She's just a little mad. It's a little mad. When it gets beat up like that, it just makes it more mad. Great job tonight. We hope we see more of you this year.
Hey, thank you. Y'all have a good night.
All right, you too. Dacron Powell, your winner tonight, our first Crown Vic race of 2026 at Hagerstown.